It is nearly midnight, which means only one thing. It is the festive edition of a 24-hour readathon. I am so excited, and if I sound a little bit dodge, it's actually a good thing because I have not long woken up, which means yes, finally, for the first time in history, I'm all over the place. For the first time in history, I have been able to have a couple of hours sleep before attempting one of these midnight 24-hour challenges. Let me go pick my phone up. I am so excited. I love doing these challenges. And this was a long time coming because I had so many things that was preventing me from just doing this. Not only was it my bad schedule, but also I had my heart set on doing, like decorating and things like that. But I explained a lot of these issues that I had in my festive weekend when I had my friend Jade come and stay with me last weekend, actually. So today is like Thursday, the 4th of December, but as soon as midnight hits, it'll be Friday, the 5th of December, which means it's been exactly 1 week since my friend Jade was here and we did a festive weekend. So if you haven't seen that vlog yet, I'll link it down below. But I was going to do a 24-hour, like 2 weeks ago, so that I could put up my Christmas decorations and everything, but that didn't work out. So 2 weeks later, I'm finally getting to do what I set out to do. So yeah, this is the Christmas edition, so we're going to be as festive as fuck. And I also do have another mission for this video too. I really want to try and beat my page count from my previous 2 attempts at doing this 24-hour readathon. So I did one in March and I managed to complete 1,166 pages. And then I did a Halloween special of this as well, where I read 1,099 pages, which means I didn't quite beat my March page count. But today we are doing it. We are beating 1,166 pages in 24 hours. Also help me. If I don't hit this page count, Christmas is cancelled. Not just for me, but for you too. So we have a lot riding on this today, you and I. I've also set up my throne for, the start of the readathon. When midnight strikes, this is where I will be crashing. It's just so warm and festive in here. I love it. It's not warm. It's actually freezing, but I'm about to get warm. And do you know what will warm you? Liking the video, subscribing if you haven't already, joining channel memberships if you haven't already too, and I will see you in the kitchen because we're about to start the caffeine counter. Right, I have got my Festive mug already. Again, I need to buy a new mug. I might see if there's any mugs. I forgot to do this when I was in B&M with Jade the other day. I forgot to look for festive mugs because this is the only one I have. So, at least I think so anyway. Actually, also, I did buy these when I was at B&M the other day. And I actually think having this in a sort of takeout cup will keep it hotter for longer. And I am lying on the sofa, so there's less chance of me spilling it. And I know I do cause a lot of stress and anxiety when I'm holding one of my coffee cups and it looks like I'm about to spill my coffee, but I must assure everyone I'm a professional coffee drinker. I would never spill. I'll never spill, 'cause there's nothing to spill. So instead of a festive mug, we'll put them in one of these. And I also have gingerbread and hazelnut syrup. Should I start with the gingerbread? And then the next one that we have, we can do the hazelnut. I feel like those are the most festive of the syrups that I have. And I must tell you as well, I did not have any coffee today. So that also really helped me to actually get some sleep before this. So this is my first coffee in well over 24 hours. Oh, hang on. Oh crap, that's the decaf. I don't want the decaf. We're off to a fantastic start. Right. Take number 2. Oh. Okay, my cup doesn't fit under, so I'm going to have to put it in this. Gingerbread 3. Gosh, I'm running out of time. It's now nearly quarter to midnight, and we still need to pick a book to read. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in an actual coffee shop. Look at that. So now we can start the caffeine counter. Cheers. And yeah, if you don't know, I mainly do these midnight to midnight 24-hour readathons to honour Read by Zoe, who did the whole caffeine counter thing, read from midnight to midnight, and just had some of the best reading vlogs I've ever seen on BookTube. So I mainly do these in the spirit of Read by Zoe. But I do still need to pick a couple of books to start off my TBR. I don't want to show you all of my Christmas books because I do have a festive sneak across my bookshelves coming up, and I don't have Christmas books on every single shelf. So I'm trying to be strategic about that. So I'm just going to pick some books that I'm the most excited to read, and we're going to start from there. And I do think I have more Christmas books via audio too. I have some on like Libro, so we can always look into those a little bit later too. I think one of the first books I want to read is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. This one has definitely made its rounds on BookTube recently, and I'm just so excited to read it. I just wish I had one of the nice sprayed edge editions, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. You know, we are not superficial in this household. But in this one, we follow Nolan and Harriet, and Nolan is a ghost who haunts bad people. However, he's been assigned Harriet, and Harriet is a big people pleaser. She is like a really sweet and lovely, down-to-earth antique shop owner. So the question is, why was Nolan assigned Harriet? Why is he now haunting someone who's supposed to be a good person? So if Harriet, oh gosh, it looks like it's raining so heavily right now. Not the vibe for a festive readathon. It needs to be snowing. It needs to be snowing, otherwise I'm going to put in a word. So this one I do think is the one I'm going to start with. There is another one here that I would love to read. You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince by Timothy Janovsky. And I do really want to like try and read the books I already own. I mean, maybe I might go into town later. Maybe not. I was going to say, let's have a little look at some bookstores and see if there's any more Christmas books. But I feel like apart from a couple of times today, we're just going to stay in. We're just going to stay in. This one follows Matthew, and he is a very spoiled rich boy. And he is sent to live at this very small town after he's been cut off by his parents. And this is a Christmas LGBTQIA plus new adult rom-com, perfect for fans of Schitt's Creek and Red, White and Royal Blue. Everything is compared to Red, White and Royal Blue these days. Honestly, it's fine. It's fine. I'm very excited to give it a read still. So I think these are the two that I might end up starting off with. Unless, because I do have training at 9 a.m, I might also try and squeeze in The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson before then. And this one is just a festive Christmassy thriller. I do believe I'm running out of time though before midnight. So we need to wrap this up. Yeah, we have like 9 minutes, 8 minutes to go downstairs, get everything sorted and ready. But I do think these are probably the three that we'll end up starting with. And then hopefully we will have more time to get more read and smash that page goal. And Dash is looking so adorable on my desk chair. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Are you not going to come down and snuggle with me downstairs? Oh, you're so cute. You're so adorable. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, thanks. That was beautiful. Oh, thank you. Toby will snuggle with me, won't you? Won't you? We'll get all snuggled up together and read. You're probably so confused. You're like, why is Daddy doing this again? Why is he doing it again, eh? You're so cute. Oh, I could just squeeze you. It really is so festive in here. Oh my gosh. Getting set up there. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. This is what makes life worth living, isn't it, Tobu? Isn't it? Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, also, did you guys see my Home Alone Lego house that I built with Jade last festive weekend? Oh, it's so good. Ooh, 23:59. We have 1 minute. 1 minute and counting. Gotta get ready, Baba. Oh, where's my pen? Got it. Oh, do you want to have a bookmark? It's fine. Oh. Oh, this is so cozy. This is so cozy. Oh, you're so comfy. Oh, you're so comfy. Time. It's just turned midnight. It's just turned midnight. Okay. Time to read. Let's go, 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 Peppers. Let's go. I coming up, Ash.
Christmas night, another fight. Tears we cried, a flood. Got all kinds of poison in my blood. I took my feet to Oxford Street, trying to right a wrong. Just walk away, those windows say, but I can't believe she's gone. When you're still waiting for the snow to fall, it doesn't really feel like Christmas at all. A pup of candles on Doesn't really feel like Christmas at all. Still waiting for the snow to fall. It doesn't really feel like Christmas at all. Those Christmas lights light up the street down where the sea and city meet. May all your troubles soon be gone. Oh, Christmas lights keep shining on. Those Christmas lights light up the street. Maybe they'll bring her back to me, and then all my troubles will be gone.
2:02 a.m. This is the time update right now, and I've made it to page 115 of Good Spirits. In the first 2 hours, I think is an amazing achievement, especially considering Ash and Tobu were very loving for the very start of the kind of sprint that I did. And it was so lovely, but so distracting. I'm also going to have to make a hot water bottle for my back. I feel like I might have heard it a little bit while I was doing training yesterday. So I'll most likely do that in the next sprint, get myself a nice hot water bottle. I also do want to have another coffee, but I want to space them out. So the next one I'll have is probably about 3 a.m. I think so, like in about an hour's time, I will make another coffee. But yeah, my initial thoughts, my initial first reactions of Good Spirits is that I am really enjoying it. I think this is so fab so far. It's definitely what I need to get me in a sort of festive mood. And I love that it is taking A Christmas Carol and it's doing the whole Ghost of Christmas Past thing, but with a sexy Irish ghost. Yes, he's got dimples. Oh, and I love Irish people so much. It's my weakness. It is my weakness. A man with an Irish accent, oh, I want to spin on that like a Beyblade, and I am not ashamed to admit that. Although we actually did do something like 2 chapters ago that I read that I was not a big fan of. You know when you bruise a man's ego and you hit his pride a little bit? I mean, he's got his reasons. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but he was acting a little bit not great. He was acting not great. So a little bit of it has been tainted. However, again, like I'm really enjoying this so far. So yeah, it's giving me Ghost Whisperer vibes as well. Don't know if you've ever seen Ghost Whisperer, but it used to be one of my favorite TV shows. Like nearly 20 years. Oh my gosh. The show premiered 20 years ago. It premiered in 2005. It is currently 2025. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God, what is time? Yeah, it's gonna be Ghost Whisperer vibes because Harriet, she works at a antique store, as I've mentioned. She owns it, and she does have a store manager called Sasha who she talks to, and I'm getting such Melinda and Andrea vibes from like season 1 of Ghost Whisperer, and I'm loving it so much. Like I can't tell you how much I freaking love Ghost Whisperer. I mean, at least like the first few seasons. I was not a fan of the final season, but like it's still a great show to me. It always made me cry, like all of the like ghostly attachments and the ghost stories, and the way it just made me cry at the end of every episode. It was so good. Anyway, sorry, getting back to this. Yeah, I am loving the setup of this story. I really like Harriet and Nolan's banter with each other. Like the amount of times when Harriet just cannot believe that there is a ghost haunting her. She is totally like me. Totally like me. The amount of times I felt some kind of relatability with her has just been so much. And the fact that, you know, she is complaining about, you know, well, actually, firstly, let's go back to the very first chapter. So with a kind of a Christmas Carol retelling, or at least like this seems partly inspired by it, is that we get introduced to Harriet first. And what we don't do is give too much away of like why she's about to be haunted. What has she done in her past to make her have to see the error of her ways? Like, why is this her reckoning? And so I kind of love the fact that we do have that air of mystery. I do kind of wish we saw a little bit more of Harriet first, so we could get more of a sense of her person before Nolan came into it. Because I'm telling you, first chapter, boom, we have Nolan being like, hey, I'm now your ghost of Christmas past. And it's so funny It is so funny the way it's all set up. And, you know, she's like, are you here for murder? And he's like, no, I'm here for your soul. And she's like, well, that sounds like murder to me. It's very funny. But yeah, part of me was like, oh, I do wish that we got like a little bit more of Harriet first. But no, I feel like I did get a good sense of her like now in the first 100 pages. The way she talks about like her job, the way she like has to like please the customers who come to this antique shop is just so reminiscent to when I used to work retail, and especially over the Christmas period. I can't tell you how appreciative I am of doing what I do now. Like, I know this will not last forever, so I am, you know, appreciating this and loving the fact that I'm a full-time booktuber as much as I possibly can, especially over the Christmas period. I did work retail for 12 years. I firstly worked at Greg's for like the first 8 years of that, and then I worked at Waterstones the last 4 years of that. So I have dealt with customers, I have dealt with difficult customers over the Christmas period, and I feel like if you have never worked retail in your life, you absolutely should, because I really do feel like it makes you appreciate workers, retail workers, just any kind of person who works in customer service. I feel like it just makes you appreciate them so much more. And yeah, you will get many of those people who just make you question, like, why do I do this? And it really does take away your shine during the Christmas period. I always loved Christmas growing up. I loved it as a kid. I loved it as a teenager. But then as soon as I started working retail, I started to resent Christmas. And now that I have been doing full-time booktube for the last 3 years, and that meant that this is my third Christmas, you know, being able to do this, and I still work, don't get me wrong, I still work over the Christmas period, but it's something I love to do, and so I can't take that for granted. And I love the fact that I can now relate myself to Harriet and what she is going through with these customers when she's talking about them, because they can be so unreasonable, and I feel like there's just like so much grace that needs to be given. And so at first I was like, well, surely this is not why she's being haunted, and I don't think it is. I don't know all the answers yet, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but it does seem like there is something more. Something has happened in the past that Harriet has only mentioned once, and I have no clue. I have no clue. The intrigue is there, the mystery is there, and it's pairing so well with Nolan, who is, you know, helping her, and he isn't 100% sure why he's there either. And, you know, there's some good little conversations that they have about why and all of that. So, no, I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. I think they have great chemistry. I feel like it's going to get a little bit hot, because there was, like, mention of the C word. I'm hoping that he will Christmas her Carol, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't hate straight romance. It is confirmed. I do like them in moderation. Let's just say I like them in moderation, and this has proven to be a very good one so far. Oh, there was one thing that did take me out of it a little bit. So like, obviously Nolan's been around for about 100 years, and he does not know who Tinkerbell is. Like, come on. He's seen White Christmas at the cinema when it came out. Okay, he mentioned that, and he has mentioned that he's around, and being a ghost isn't exactly dissimilar to being a person. Like, he is able to look after stray cats. He does have a home. He does still drink and eat. He still makes himself a cuppa. He makes her a cup. Honestly, I love those vibes. I love the very cozy cuppa vibes, the Christmas pajamas, and all of that. It's very good in that front. But yeah, he doesn't know who Tinkerbell is. And I don't know why, but that really took me out. Like, I need to stop being a little bitch, but that took me out. I was like, no, come on. Tinkerbell has been a character for longer than you've been alive and dead. There is no way you do not know who Tinkerbell is. If you've been a ghost for this amount of time and you still seem to have a life, like an afterlife, you have your own place, you look after stray cats. Oh, honestly, he's perfect. Looks after stray cats. He knits. Like, come on, he knows who Tinkerbell is. So I just feel like there's maybe a little bit of inconsistency when it comes to Nolan's characterization and the fact that he's been around for about 100 years. But I'm not going to be a little nitpicky bitch, okay? We are enjoying ourselves for this 24-hour. It is now 11 minutes past 2, and I still feel wide awake. I feel great. This is the best I've felt at the start of a 24-hour readathon. Being able to actually have a bit of a sleep beforehand is life-changing. It is absolutely life-changing. But I will say as well, do not try this at home. Unless you really want to. Like, I'm all for having fun, and I think this is so much fun. I love staying up at the witching hour. I love staying up at midnight. I love having coffee at midnight. I love stuff like this. So only do this at home if you really want to. Like, I'm not your mum, so do what you want. But at the same time, I do not advocate for staying up for 24 hours. So yeah, just so you know, I'm gonna make myself a hot water ball and hopefully finish good spirits, make another coffee in about an hour, off to a cracking start. Just to prove that I'm still awake, still alive. I'm not going to check in every single hour on the hour, but it's just the way it's worked out so far. I was feeling rather peckish, so I got myself some gingerbread protein overnight oats. Because, yeah, I'm pretty hungry. 3 a.m. The usual 3 a.m. snack. Made myself another gingerbread oat milk cappuccino. And I'm now on page 172 of Good Spirits. Not too many more thoughts, to be honest. Not really too many. They are still developing as characters. They're still developing their relationship. And I'm finding them very endearing. And Nolan, I was mad at him for a little thing, but I'm a forgiving person, so I feel like we've overcome this little hiccup. But I'm also absolutely loving the fact that we are getting more of Nolan's backstory too. So it's not even just the fact that, you know, Harriet is the person who has been haunted by the Ghost of Christmas Past, but the Ghost of Christmas Past, we are getting more about their past, and I find that so great. There's been no ghostly spice just yet, but I do feel like it's on the horizon, so nothing too romance heavy. They are just slowly getting there, which I appreciate, because yeah, I feel like the cover is a big indication that this is a ghost romance, which honestly I'm all there for, especially when they are an Irish ghost. Okay, so yeah, I come into my manga room at the minute. I will be reading in my library room as well, you know, just like sitting down, reading, having fun. But I really just wanted to go into this room and sit here because I'm not tired. I'm not tired. Again, we're only 3 hours into this 24-hour. I'm not tired, but lying downstairs is so comfortable that I'm feeling myself want to drift off, and I cannot be having that. So I currently have an ambience on my computer, and I want to sit here on this desk chair, which is comfortable as well, but it's not like, you know, being downstairs. Oh, and did I tell you I've got my hot water bottle as well? This is a great spot to have my hot water bottle because it rests so perfectly on my back. So it's resting on my lower back. I'm absolutely sweating, but it needs to be done. It's really helping my back at the minute. So this getup, this costume will be coming off at some point. I cannot bear it that much longer, seriously. Well, would you look at that? It is now 5:49 a.m. I'm still feeling pretty awake. I've been trying to get in touch with booking.com as well for the last hour and a half, and I've been connected to the live chat. It's been an hour and a half and no progress, and I really need a refund for something that's like happening next year, and it's like a lot of money. I really need this refund. Anyway, I have finished Good Spirits, and I need to change my books read this year sign. So let's grab an A, take off the 217 and put on 218. There we go. Yeah. Genuinely one of my favorite things to do now whenever I finish a book. So yeah, I have finished Good Spirits, which means I can add 370 pages to my tally so far in the first 6 hours of the 24-hour readathon. So good start. I think I'm going to give this one 4.5. Like, it was so good, and it was so romantic as well, and there were certain things about it that just made me feel a little bit giddy. The sex scenes, I mean, didn't really do that much for me, but it doesn't really need to. I mentioned this in I think it was my F1 romances video, where it's really up to the author, like how steamy they want to go, and you know, I have to respect it if they don't want to go like full steam ahead. And sometimes steam levels are so different for different people, so maybe people do find this like really steamy. I think it's a little bit tame, but hey, we all have different levels, and I'm a whole. It was so nice to see the emotions connected to these characters and how so interconnected they are with each other. And I really like the ending. I thought the ending was very sweet. Yeah, not really too much more that I can say without like spoiling anything. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, 4.5. Genuinely such a good book. Great writing. I think the author has such a fun writing style. Really enjoy the characters. I think their quirks are so quick. We have a first very strong win for this vlog, so we're going to put this one down, and it's again like nearly 6 a.m. right now. Costa opens at 7 a.m. so I think in about an hour I'm going to walk down to Costa, and it's still like very dark outside. Like, I've just turned the lights off. You can't really see how dark it is outside, but like it is dark outside still. His first light is not until 7:29, so I'll be leaving here before we're even supposed to get first light, so I will end up catching the sunrise while I'm at the coffee shop. Yeah, sunrise today is at 8:13 a.m. I have training at 9 a.m, so I really did want to go to Costa first. So because I have about like an hour before I need to leave, I think I might... Oh, should I? I was like, should I start The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson, because it is very short and I could potentially get it finished before training at 9, but there's a part of me that's like, I'll probably end up finishing this and still have time left over in Costa potentially. Maybe I'm bigging myself up, so maybe maybe I might do Your Mean One, Matthew Prince by Timothy Janovsky next. So we have a back-to-back Christmas romance, and while I'm all for it, I would love to know if there were any like adult Christmas fantasy books rather than Christmas romance, because it seems like a lot of the Christmas books for adults seem to be either romance or thriller. You do have some Christmas horror, but I never really say Christmas fantasy that's for adults. I know plenty that are for middle grade audiences, but not really for adults. So if anyone has any suggestions, if you know of any adult Christmas fantasies, please do let me know. Yeah, I think I'm going to start Your Mean One, Matthew Prince. See how much I get through before I leave for a little drink you drink.
Bye, Ash. Be good. Be good.
Wow, it is so dark. It is so dark right now. Oh, this is definitely the darkest it's been when I've left the house. So, just a little bit scared. Just a little bit. But it is now just after 7. I'm about 43 pages into Your Mean One, Matthew Prince, and I'm liking it so far. I really like the main character. We have nothing in common, but yeah, I think that makes it even better. Sorry, I got a car right in my face. And that makes it kind of better because like, I don't need to relate to the main characters for me to like them. It's actually kind of like watching the Kardashians, you know, where that kind of lifestyle is so unattainable, but you kind of watch it anyway just to see how they live. And Matthew is so entitled and he says some outrageous things sometimes, but I really like Hector. So Hector is, I think, the love interest. Even though he just mentioned an ex and his ex was a woman, but you know, he could be bi, could be pan, could be anything. That doesn't rule out a little bit of a love story between them. So very excited to see how that unfolds because they are literal enemies to lovers. Well, I don't know about the lovers part yet, but they are literal enemies. And yeah, I just love the way that they, you know, just they banter together. Hector gives as good as he gets as well. There's no way he is 100% straight. I do not know a 100% straight man who can banter as well as him. Oh my gosh, I need to show you, I kind of love this. Like, I love how it's still so dark, all the lights are on, you can see the cars and their headlights and all of that in the distance there. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, whoa. Don't want to be that zoomed in, jeez. But yeah, it's freezing cold. I have my pre-workout drink for the gym. And yeah, my training's going to be in just another 2 hours. So I'll spend about an hour and a half at Costa. Get myself a nice hot coffee, maybe some breakfast. I'm all ready for it. Anything else to say about Your Mean One, Matthew Prince? Just, I find it funny. Also, I'm very excited to see if Matthew changes as a person as well because, you know, it's been a journey for him to go from having such, you know, a rich lifestyle to practically nothing. He's now in a bunk bed and there's someone beneath. Hang on, there's someone leaving public, I think. Yeah, the fact that now Matthew has to share a bunk bed and Hector snores and stuff, it's just like, how the mighty have fallen. So I can't wait to see if he has like a big character change, like a big character arc, if he learns from his ways, because he is a bit intense. He does need to learn some lessons. The way he speaks to people as well can sometimes be very not good. Like calling somebody at the coffee shop, coffee girl, I think you called her. She has a name. Or just like, don't say that, you know what I mean? So when I go to Costa, should I be like, coffee girl, make me a cappuccino? See, that's so rude. That is so rude. I've come so early that the shutter is down, just like the last time. So we must go the long way. Hiya. Thank you. Could I get a cappuccino as well, please, with oat milk?
Here I stand alone with this weight upon my heart, and it will not go away. In my head I keep on looking back, right back to the start, wondering what it was that made you change. Well, I tried, but I had to draw the line, and still this question keeps on spinning in my mind. What if I had never let you go? Would you be the man I used to know? If I'd stayed, if you tried, if we could only turn back time. But I guess we'll never know. Many roads to take, some to joy, some to heartache. Anyone can lose their way. And if I said that we could turn it back, right back to the start, would you take the chance and make the change? Do you think how it would have been sometimes? Do you pray that I'd never left your side? What if I had never let you go? Would you be the man I used to know? If I'd stayed, if you tried, if we could only turn back time. But I guess we'll never know.
You need to see this. My mum got me a mirror for my kitchen for Christmas. Obviously, she let me put it up ASAP. So my sister came round and helped me put it up a couple of days ago. So this is the first time you've seen it in a video. I love it. I needed something for this wall in the kitchen. It was way too dry, way too bare in this kitchen. So having a mirror, oh my God, I love it. I love it. So I just thought I'd show you that. A little bit of a home renovation. But yeah, my mum was like, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, just something for the house. I know, a mirror in the kitchen. Honestly, the best presents these days are things from home. Anyway, I have gotten home from the gym. It is now currently 10:47 a.m. and had a great session. It went pretty well. And I am on page 147 of Your Mean One, Matthew Prince, which to me looks like I'm about halfway through. And considering we've been doing this for like 10 and a half hours, I think being halfway through the second book is good progress. Obviously, I'd be further ahead if I didn't have training, but you know, we've got to break up the day somehow. And it's actually reinvigorated me too. It has given me a little bit more energy, so I feel good. I feel awake, way more awake than I usually do by this point. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying this. I'm actually really loving the anxiety representation. So Matthew really does suffer from it. And it's really nice to see it because he is someone who doesn't like confrontation, and yet he is the kind of person who is a socialite. He is a bit of a minor celebrity, and it makes him very, very relatable. There are so many things that he's saying now. I didn't find myself in Matthew at the start of this book, but now I'm slowly starting to see myself, and I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. I really do think it's coming across very well. I don't know if the author himself also feels that way, but it genuinely feels like really good, like realistic and raw representation for anxiety. The friendship between Matthew and Hector is moving along very lovely, I must add. And it's really nice as well to see Matthew open up to this community and how that festivity and that Christmas spirit is slowly starting to come through. It really does feel like a Hallmark film, which sometimes is a bad thing, sometimes is a great thing. I love Hallmark films, even though most of them are just filled with cliches. They're pretty much the same story over and over again. Same script, just different actors half the time. So this is feeling a bit like a Hallmark film, but in a good way. In a very good way. So yeah, really enjoying that. The only nitpicky thing I can really think of is that every single time there is a straight man or a straight presenting man, they're always described as like rugged. And I don't know, I feel like some of the writing can be very transparent in stereotypes, in like how gay people kind of perceive in kind of lust after straight people or straight presenting people. I feel like that's coming across as a little bit transparent. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it is something I'm picking up on. It's more of a vibe as I'm reading through, and other characters get introduced. Oh, I must say as well, I really like Noelle. She's the coffee shop person who Matthew was referring to earlier. Really, really enjoy her. I like the secondary characters. I think they're great. And I really like Matthew's grandparents too. Also, there was a Muppets Christmas Carol mention, and it's actually been mentioned a few times. And that's a winner in my eyes because that is one of my favorite Christmas films. It's nearly 2 p.m. and I've just finished your main one, Matthew Prince. And you know what? I still continue to enjoy this, even though the third act got a little bit predictable and a little bit cliche, and there was like some miscommunication, you know, the whole bibbly bobbly bang when it comes to the way that I guess like Hallmark Christmas films go. So I can't hate on it for following a formula, and I'm giving it 4 stars. I do think it was pretty heartwarming, pretty sweet. Definitely not as good as Good Spirits, but still pretty decent. I'm glad we got a little bit more of Matthew's mum, because she was always a kind of fascinating person. And there were some things about her that, yeah, took me a little bit by surprise. So fun was had all around. 2 books down, and we still have about 10 hours left of the readathon. So I do still have The Christmas Guest. I do want to still read that because it's short. I feel like that could really work. However, I really do fancy listening to an audiobook because I have a reason, but I'll let you know what audiobook I want to listen to. I have Only for the Holidays by Abiola Bello on BookBeat. So I really do want to listen to this as an audio. This is a recommendation from Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe. It sounds a little bit like Tia is a similar main character to Matthew Prince. You know, like they're from a totally different world and they have to go to a small town and they have to give up a lot of like materialistic things in order to enjoy Christmas. And Tia meets country boy Quincy and his family run the farm. And this might also be enemies to lovers. It is young adult, but it's also said to be a warm and cozy read. So I need an audiobook and I would love to listen to an audiobook while I do a little bit more Lego building. What can I say? I've been obsessed with building Lego recently. And I do still have the ones in my closet here that I need to do. I still have 5 that I need to do. 2 One Piece. I have Barad-dûr, which I've had for nearly a year now, if not a year. And I also got the Disney Castle in the Black Friday double stamps weekend. But if you saw my festive weekend vlog, you will know that I went to the Lego store with Jade and I got a Lego that is retiring this year, but it's incredibly festive. So I have the Alpine Lodge, which looks so festive and so wintry, and it's not as big as the Home Alone house. This is only 1,517 pieces, which isn't too bad. It still might take me a little while to do, but that's what an audiobook is for. That is what a 24-hour readathon is for. So I'm gonna do this in the kitchen. I don't think I want any more coffee, to be honest, but I might crack open a Monster. And I'm just so excited. If you wanna get this, do it this year. Do it literally this month, because it is retiring at the end of this month. And I also got £49 off, so I only paid £40 for this. £40. So, I mean, I've only got 25% left on my battery, so I'm gonna have to charge this. So when I get this started, I'll see you downstairs. I am back at this spot because I have the heating on, and it is starting to get darker already. So being next to the window in the kitchen also helps with building some Lego. So yeah, I'm gonna crack up the Lando Norris Monster and start the Alpine Lodge. I hope I'm saying it right. Oh, and most importantly, I need to start my audiobook.
Cause I tried, but I had to try.
6:36 p.m. I have now finished the Alpine Lodge, and I've also finished Only for the Holidays too, so they lined up pretty perfectly. But firstly, I am very proud of how the Alpine Lodge turned out. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Where am I going to put it, you ask? I genuinely have no clue. I mean, I might just put it on the shelves for now. You know, it is Christmas, so I could just put the Lego on one of these shelves and then decide what I'm doing with it after Christmas. But yeah, Only for the Holidays. So I did enjoy it. I thought it was good. But when I first started listening to it, I was like, I don't think this is going to be for me. It seems a little bit too young for me. And I'm not really that big into young adult romance these days. So initially I was rather hesitant, and I was thinking, I think I got to around about 19%, and I was like, I kind of just want to turn this off. It's just like not for me. And that's fine. But then I just continued to listen, and I realized that there were like still a lot of strong points for it that made me enjoy it a lot. So yeah, we do have Tia and Quincy, and they come to a kind of an arrangement, and I do kind of like the fake dating trope. I do quite like that. So I like how that leads to some funny situations, and I'm always very excited to see like how it will blow up in their faces. So it was a very exciting and rather fast-paced young adult romance. I didn't really care too much for the romance, in all honesty. Like I just wasn't really, I didn't really want to read it for the romance, but I did want to read it for everything else. There's a lot of, you know, teenage drama in this book, especially when it comes to their relationships. So yeah, at the start I was like, this is really for me. But the things that they go through, the things that these teenagers go through, they learn so much from it. And by the end of the book, I felt so proud of them. I felt so proud of how they evolved and how they would, you know, tackle the situations that they were in, and opening up as well. I feel like it's so important for teenagers to open up, especially with each other, especially to their family. And I love the dynamic with the family too. I think Tia and her mum is such a really cool, complex relationship. And I loved how like Tia was kind of commenting like how amazing her mum was, while also feeling a little bit inferior to her. It really does lend into Tia's situation with her boyfriend at the start of this novel, and how she ends up coming to terms with things that she has gone through that made her feel that she was only allowed to have the kind of relationship she had at the start. So I did feel so super proud of her by the end of the book. I really do feel like she learned a lot. There were some funny situations that she got herself in as well. You know, she really does not want to be at this farm to begin with. And you have like horse manure, and you have sheep that want to eat coats and things like that. That's just like so funny. And she doesn't really like a whole lot of animals, which made me not really like Tia all that much as a person. But she kind of defrosted as the book went on. And while a lot of her hatred towards animals was a little bit, you know, I felt like it was just to enhance her character, to make her feel like somebody who wants to protect herself from, you know, unpredictable things. I feel like that is what that stemmed from, because animals can be unpredictable. So I'm trying not to hold that against her too much. For instance, she doesn't like dogs, and she's a little bit scared of dogs, and some parts of me can relate to that. I am a little bit scared of dogs sometimes when I am walking, you know, outside and there are dog walkers, and the dog owner will be like, oh, he's fine, he's absolutely fine. I'm like, sure, like to you because he knows you, but like he might end up like attacking me, you know what I mean? Like that can be quite scary. But again, I love dogs, and I wouldn't hold it against them that they have little claws and they have little teeth, and they could potentially rip my throat out. I'll try not to hold it against them. But no, I did end up really enjoying that aspect of it. A bit of a rough start, but we got there in the end. So yeah, 3.5, I think, 3.5 stars for Only for the Holidays, which means I do want to start my next book, which will be The Christmas Guest by Peter Swanson. I really want to knock this off my TBR since I've had this since it came out. So potentially 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. This came out in 2023, and I have both hated and enjoyed Peter Swanson's works. So it'll be interesting to find out where this falls. Where will this lie? It's not really that long of a book as well. It is only, oh my god, I thought it was 20 pages there, but that's a preview for The Kind Worth Killing, which was a Peter Swanson book that I liked. 124 pages. 124 pages, that is not bad. I think I will make myself a decaf because we do have 5 hours and 18 minutes left of the 24-hour. So I do believe I will get this done in that time. And yeah, I want to go to bed at a reasonable time tonight so I can just go straight to sleep. So yeah, I think a decaf will, you know, do me the world of good, just to like boost me a little bit, but not by too much, since there is just like the slightest little bit of caffeine in decaf coffee. So especially the ones that I make. Especially once I make, I'll do the hazelnut decaf, actually. I've been living off the gingerbread because I really do like that syrup. So I think I'll have the hazelnut tonight. I think that'll be really cool. And I really do want to like sit in here, Like, I haven't actually like sat in my library room yet with all of the Christmas decorations on the shelves and things. So, I mean, not that you can really see them too well, but me and Jay did such a good job decorating the home library, and I want to take advantage of that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit in here, read The Christmas Guest, and get that decaf started. Hazelnut oat milk cappuccino, coming right up.
Ash, you are gorgeous. Ash, what is? Oh, you are gorgeous. Are you coming up? Are you coming up?
I had to quickly create my Christmas movie night for Sunday because I almost forgot to set it up. So I've had to quickly do that before I can even have a chance of reading The Christmas Guest. So yeah, that's how all set up. He just wanted my chair, which is fine. You can have it because I'm about to go in the other library room. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you are so beautiful. So beautiful.
Okay, it's actually nearly 15 minutes past 7 right now that I've gotten that job out of the way, all that done, made my decaf. So I'm going to be starting this, but I actually haven't told you what it's even about yet, so let me tell you what it's about. Well, let me taste my delightful hazelnut coffee. Oh, okay, so we follow Ashley, and she is American who is studying in London, and she's invited to stay with her classmates' family for Christmas, and they live in the Cotswolds, which is a lovely place. She might also have a thing for her friend's twin brother, Adam, as well. You go, girl. But there's something strange about the house. Okay, but going back to the whole, potential love interest thing there, right, I don't want to get my hopes up again. I always get my hopes up, don't I? But this is the point of the readathon where I am starting to get very tired, so I'll just say random shit. But I was a personal trainer today, and there is a guy, there's a couple of guys I like, okay? There's a couple of guys I fancy. And there's a guy today, and, we smiled at each other, and then we finished at the same time. So he was just there, just working out, and I was finishing my training session. So we were both in the changing room, and our lockers were right next to each other. And he was there first. So he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in your way." And I was like, "No, not at all, not at all." And we just started talking. Like, we actually just started talking, and it was actually really nice. And then he introduced himself, and then he shook my hand. He shook my hand, and it was so nice. And it was just such easy conversation, and he was just so lovely. He's so good looking. I'll not say his name for anonymity. I'm keeping him anonymous. By the way, just this is my problem. Again, I'm probably more like Matthew Prince than I realized, because Matthew Prince also was like, is this kindness or is he into me? Because it could have just been kindness, it could have just been, he's just a normal guy, can you not have a conversation with someone and just be friends, So I was telling him about the fact that the gym is closing early tomorrow. He's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know about that. Thank you so much." And so I was just like, "You're welcome." But I'm not selling it right now. I'm not selling it, but he was smiling away at us, and he was smiling at us before I even said anything to him. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But this has also happened before with someone at the gym. Someone added me on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and they were gay, but they're in a relationship. So I was like, okay, fuck me. Fuck me then. So anyway, I just thought I would give you that little tidbit. Fingers crossed, something happens. And I might see him tomorrow. I might go to the gym tomorrow. And, he said he was going to go. And I warned him about it closing early. So, hey, he might be there tomorrow. Anyway, I should probably start reading, because I really do want to beat my page count. I have no idea what page count I'm up to right now. Like, how much I've read. So let's get cracking.
The wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you. Oh, I have stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belts. Drinking hot wine by the fire, don't care of anything else. It's Christmas, and some kind of love, my friend. I pray it will never end. Do you like to be here too? It's Christmas, and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you. Oh, it's such a charm, got you up in my arms. There's nobody at the door. You said I wish this will never be over. Darling, it's time for your present, come over here.
I am starting to fight for my life. It is 8:41 p.m. Oh my gosh. I finished, but this was really hard to get through. It wasn't bad. It was like 3 stars. The first part of this was very mundane. I almost forgot to hold it up there. The first part of this was quite mundane. I wasn't really that invested. And there was like 1 or 2 things that I was like, okay, that could be creepy, that could be scary. Especially when somebody does a certain gesture, for instance, from across the, I'm talking nonsense, from like across the way. And yeah, like that was a little bit sinister. And then the end of part 1 kind of happened, and that was a story that was told of us through a diary. So the first part of this was told from the point of view of the American who was in the summary. So that was all fine and well. And then we kind of took a shift for the second part, which honestly, that was when it did get my interest. And I was like, okay, sometimes Peter Swanson can actually do a very good plot twist. And that was kind of a good plot twist. I liked it. And even though this is a novella, so it doesn't really have that much room to develop the characters, it was still very interesting. Some of the things that comes out about the characters and their mind as well, and having a little look into that was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, but it was just fine. Other than that, it was really just fine. Peter Swanson is a bit of a hit or a miss, but this has actually landed somewhere in the middle of a hit or a miss. It's like a hit miss. That does not make sense. Yeah, so I'm obviously fighting for my life, but we still have just over 3 hours to go. And like, I'm sure I don't want to lie down and read. I don't want to read a physical book. I'm not gonna do that because I will fall asleep. So I feel like we're striking out all of the physical books in this room. I really want to do an audiobook. I really want to do an audiobook. I do think that's going to help me in the last 3 and a bit hours. And on Libro, there is I'll Be Gone for Christmas, because I was just looking at all of their holiday audiobooks, and not a lot is like ringing any like intriguing bells for me, because I just don't really want to read that much Christmas romances anymore. I'm like, I want a Christmas fantasy. I really want a Christmas fantasy. I don't want another romance. But pretty much all of them are romance. There's a couple of thrillers, but then I looked on Goodreads and they have terrible reviews. So I was like, oh, let's not do that. So I'll Be Gone for Christmas is the one that stood out the most to me, by Georgia K. Boone. And according to this, the audiobook is 7 hours and 53 minutes. But I'll bump that shit up. You know what, let's get the audiobook. So let's do the credit for it. No going back now. Okay, I got the credit. Let's put it on 2.6.
I'll be gone for...
Oh, 3 hours and 2 minutes at 2.6. Let's do 2.5. 3 hours and 9 minutes. Oh my gosh. And there's 3 hours and 15 minutes left. Okay, what about 2.4? 3 hours and 70. No, we need to do 2.5. You know, the speed might go up as I'm listening. It depends on how we do. Oh, hopefully my earphones don't die during that as well. So I'll Be Gone for Christmas. This is going to be the last book of the vlog. And what I think I'm going to do as well, and I don't want to talk too much because I actually do want to finish this. I want to start and finish it in this vlog. And then hopefully I've definitely beat my page count. But what I want to do is I have quite a few, and I'll show you. I do have like a few BookBox books that have come that I can't fit upright. So I kind of want to slot those in. But it does mean I'm going to have to move books along and along and along, and so I'm gonna do that now, I think, while I'm listening to this audiobook. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain in the ass as well, since I have so many Christmas decorations on my shelves, but you know, this is just the price I have to pay as somebody who owns way too many books. So no breaks, no nothing. We are gonna start the audiobook, and I should be done in 3 hours and 9 minutes. So just before midnight, what is it even about? I haven't even told you what it's about. Well, I know it's sapphic. That's for one. It says, fans of the holiday comes a heartwarming Christmas house swap rom-com. So we follow B, lives in San Francisco, and her best friend suggests a getaway on a popular house swap app. And so B decides a country side retreat might be exactly what she needs. And then Clover, she is the one who ends up swapping with her. She's decided to leave her fiance sticking around the idyllic Christmas-obsessed town of Salem, Ohio. Just doesn't feel right. So when she hears about a vacate, she is going to go to San Francisco, and then B is going to go to Salem. Not the spooky Salem, but the cozy Salem. I didn't even realize there was another Salem. So this is new information for me. But this is the one that caught my interest the most, and genuinely, like, let's get all the gayness in this vlog as much as possible too. Let's hope for my own gay love story. I'll keep you up to date. Anyway, we can't waste any more time. Let's go.
Lighting a light with you. Choirs will sing and the joy bells will ring. Nobody loves you as much as I do. It's a wonderful feeling from floor to the ceiling. It is that time of the year. Drinking hot wine by the fire. Here on our own, we got nothing to fear. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. Pick up some candy canes and hang a wreath on your door. It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. It's just you and me tonight. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you.
I have 1 hour left, and I have 15 minutes left on my audiobook. Can't tell if you can see that or not. Yeah, that's the update. We are going to reconvene in the morning, and I'll let you know what I think of I'll Be Gone for Christmas, and we will also find out together if I beat my page count. Good night. Are you coming to bed, Boo? Is it time for bed? Oh my god, I cannot believe it's been 24 hours. Wow. Good morning. I have had a wonderful sleep. The 24-hour is over, and I am just now ready to edit. So we still need to wrap up though. And we do need to update my book tracker. However, I realized that I haven't added a couple of the Goodreads books that I read before I started this vlog. So I'm actually on 223. I'm on 223 books read. Let's see if I can find, there's a 3, there's a 2. So this does need a major update. Good Spirits was actually the 219th book that I read this year. So 2, 2, 3, boom, done. Sorry, that was just annoying me. I had to get it fixed. I had to fix that. But I did finish I'll Be Gone for Christmas last night, and the audiobook was very good, I will say. The audiobook narrators, I think, did a great job. The story itself, so I do definitely see the holiday comparison, 100%. Like, that's how we initially start. But I think after that, it doesn't really feel like the holiday anymore. In fact, it didn't really feel too much like a Christmassy book. It felt more like two characters. Well, one of them, Clover, she is sapphic. So she actually ends up seeing a kind of like a childhood friend who she had a crush on, and she meets her in San Francisco because of course, and like that's the kind of love story there. And basically she ends up meeting a guy who helps out at the place where Clover, you know, like lives and stuff. So it is definitely holiday inspired, but like after that it really does kind of divulge. It is just like a kind of a mini cute romance, and I definitely preferred the Clover side of, like, I guess how much I identified with Clover. But I will say that B, I think, had the best sexual tension and sexual chemistry with her love interest. So there are definitely pros and cons to each perspective. And we do have another Christmas festive read where things do get a little bit intense in terms of like the darkness and like what people go through. So Clover, she's obviously dealing with her sexuality and like what that means like from her family and like especially like comments from her mother. So those kind of things are definitely important to explore. But yeah, for a festive little mini Christmas cute romance, it was just like a little bit much. But I think if the book was longer, because it is a short audiobook, and I've looked up the page count on Storygraph, 276 pages apparently, so that is a bit of a short romance. So I feel like maybe if it was a longer book, fair enough, we could delve into some of those harder hitting topics. But I think because we didn't have that much of a word count, it meant that there wasn't enough time to grow and to make, you know, Clover's side of the romance as believable as I would like it to be. It definitely took the same trajectory as, you know, Your Mean One, Matthew Prince. The romance, the plot itself was definitely predictable. So having said that though, I will give it 3.5 stars. It's such a fun, cute little time. Nothing too serious apart from some of the parts I mentioned. I will always laugh out loud with a lot of the stuff that B had said. She was like very funny, also very driven, and she is up for a challenge. Yeah, she was just like more fun. Clover was a little bit more serious, but I identify more with Clover. Anyway, yes, 3.5 stars I think is a really good way of ending this vlog because I have read 5 books for it and we do need to find out the page count that I managed to do. I did do a poll on Instagram, my Instagram stories, to see what people think. Like, do I beat 1,166 pages or do I not? So let's check the results. So according to the poll, 90% of people think that I smash my page count goal and 10% said I don't. So let's find out if I actually did smash the goal. Let's get the calculator up. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. So I do need the page counts for the 2 books that I don't own physically. But Thirsty Good Spirits has 370 pages, plus You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince, which has 295 pages, plus Only for the Holidays has 368 pages. I'm getting these totals from Storygraph, so if they're wrong, they're wrong. Plus A Christmas Guest, which has 124 pages, plus 276 for I'll Be Gone for Christmas. Let's find out together. Did I get more than 1,166? Yes! I did! 1,433 pages. I beat my goal. This was a record-breaking 24-hour readathon. 1,433 pages. Next time, 1,500. So to the 10% of you who voted no, Christmas is cancelled. And for the 90% who voted yes, Christmas is not cancelled for you. You are welcome. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, join my channel memberships if you would like more content, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.